Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, watch your Prison Break. This is the 8th episode of the first season. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free, link in the description. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. As always, it's posted 7 days a week on the Patreon and 5 days a week on the YouTube. So hopefully, you guys are excited for what is to come. And the last 2 episodes have been very good. Yes, I believe that the last 2 have possibly been the 2 best of the season so far. It's been crazy chaos, lots of fighting. We've had a death as well of a CO who's called Bob. You know, Teabag. He wasn't letting him escape, was he was thinking that he was going to be a person that could actually jeopardize their plan of escape, because now he's fully involved himself. You know, at first the riots was going on and he took Bob as his kind of prisoner, threw him into Michael's cell. Obviously he's nudged the sink and he's seen that there is an escape plan. Now he's about to reveal it to everybody before Bruce has come over and grabbed him and said, you're not going to say it to nobody, you better keep your mouth shut. Now he's ended up obviously having an argument between each other and said, look mate, I'm either in, or if I'm not, you're not in, because I'm going to speak and tell everybody. So he's forced his way into the situation. Now, luckily, they managed to actually break through the wall. You know, Abruzzi and Sucre worked together to get through. They used a tactic that Michael obviously described, and it actually worked. While Michael, he actually went to go and save the doctor, Sarah. Yes, she was obviously hiding. She was being attacked by loads of inmates. That was going crazy. Michael's worked his way through, obviously, the tunnels up onto the roof. Then he's gone down, climbed through the vents, walked across the pipes, pulled her up through the ceiling, and took her to a safe escape. Now, the interesting thing is, obviously, he said the reason why he knew how to move around the ceilings is because he was up here doing PI work. When she went outside and chatted to the ass somebody, they said no, they would never take an inmate there. So now obviously she knows that Michael's lying, but to Michael's benefit, even though he's in the ceiling and he was venturing around the prison, you know, she's actually not gone outside and told anybody that it was him who saved her and that he was out of his cell. So maybe he's thinking now that he could trust her. But like I said, talking about trust, Bob, he couldn't be trusted. He was saying that he wouldn't speak, he wouldn't tell anybody about the escape. You know, I thought that he might not have as well, because they did find his wallet, they did find out where he lived and he had kids, and I thought that that would have been enough, as he was a new CO, to basically, you know, put a bit of fear into him. But as he was leaving, and as everybody agreed themselves that they would let him go, you know, T-Bar took it into his own actions and basically ran around the corner, grabbed his own little shank, stabbed him a few times and launched him over the barrier and killed him. So very interesting stuff. Can't wait to see how everybody responds in today's episode. Thanks for checking it out. If you do enjoy it, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into the 8th episode of the first season of Prison Break.
"17 days from now, they strap my brother to an electric chair, send 50,000 volts coursing through his body for a crime he didn't commit. I'm here to make sure that doesn't happen. Those pipes are our way out."
I assume we're doing this at night.
That's right.
Boys in solitary. Are we just gonna fly out of our cages and ride into your cell?
You're gonna meet me halfway. The only building sitting on top of those tunnels. All we gotta do is get in there on PI and dig ourselves an on-ramp. An old storage room. Figured John here can pull all the strings he needs. If we don't get in that room, we're not getting out of here.
Come along on this endeavor whether you like it or not, because I got a hell of a singing voice otherwise.
Say he killed that guard, surely they can grab him.
$25,000 insurance, plus donations from the Illinois Corrections Officers Foundation.
That's the last thing on my mind.
We are not going to rest until we find out what happened.
His pictures are missing. Photo of our daughter in here.
I'll walk you to your car. Captain, I need to speak with you for a second. Now, you do whatever you need to do to find him. You understand?
Yeah, look, they're both affected by it. He wants literally brute force on this one. You know, the interesting thing is, yeah, you could do a cell search, you know, ask what do the pictures look like, what's your daughter look like, you know what I mean? Then just say, look, cell check, go in. People are not going to hide pictures. They usually hide the contraband, you know what I mean? And you could go in and maybe catch him like that. So that'd be interesting. And I'm glad we not brushed it under the carpet as well, because that was a massive thing. I was thinking that maybe with obviously him being killed, that they put them all in lockdown again, which may have been beneficial to them because it gave them more time stuck in the cell that they could go and actually, you know, dig further in the tunnel.
This guy bothering you again, Miss Donovan?
No, Lucas, the other night was my fault.
Yeah, he looks like he'd well knock him out.
Me.
You can just leave those by the door, Lucas. I'll bring them in.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, no way.
Fire.
What?
Fire would burn the place down.
Been doing a little, thinking.
Think Bellick's gonna pop me for shanking that CO Bob.
Maybe you'll take a little walk and tell him for yourself, right? If I go down for killing Bob, believe me, I'm gonna take a little walk of my own. I'm about that hole you got behind your toilet.
If there's anything that you want to get off your chest, I promise I won't get angry.
You want to know if I killed that guy? When they're planning to do something wrong. But I didn't kill that guy. Someone's working hard to make it look like I did. Veronica's working my case, and I got a reporter coming today who actually believes I'm innocent. You gotta have faith, kid.
Taken care of. If you could see what we're looking at, believe me, Burroughs is gonna get the message.
Which is what you've assured me of before.
Toss every cell in this block until he finds the killer. If he tosses this one, he's gonna find the hole back there in a heartbeat. Turn T back in. That's the only way it'll stop.
We turn him in, he'll talk.
So we're screwed either way, aren't we?
Personally, in this situation here, I feel like you have to get him on board. You don't have to like him, you don't have to want him, but you have to think of your own agenda and reason why you're doing this. And basically, you can't have him hindering the chance of your escape. And the fact is, maybe in the midst of the escape, you kick him out then, but you keep him believing he's going to be part of it all the way up until the moment that you step through those tunnels and get ready to go. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's not even a place for him on the plane that you're organising. But right now, you know what I mean? The only way that you can stop him from coming, personally, is by killing him. If you know what I mean? If he gets taken away, if he gets found guilty, if anything, he's going to send you down as well.
What the hell are you doing here?
Cleanup detail. I thought this was storage.
This look like storage to you, you idiot? It's a restricted area. It's a CO break room. Now back it up.
You know, guys acting crazy, isn't they? They actually was in there putting stuff in.
You got a backup plan?
There isn't one. It's the only room sitting on top of that pipe. It's the only way out, and we got to get back in there.
How come they let him into the guards room?
We trusted.
How does one become a trustee?
Just have a spotless record for the last 30 years.
Has he got his cat back? You know what I mean? His cat went missing. I want him to get it back.
You found your cat yet?
Still MIA.
Wouldn't be an issue if you're on the outside.
Still tugging on that leash, eh?
You're in here doing 60 to life for vehicular manslaughter. Would have been 20. But the car you were in was stolen. Why would Charles Westmoreland be in Arizona boosting a car? 10 states away from where he lived, and only 10 miles away from the Mexican border. 7 hours after the hijacking,
Studied it.
records showed Charles Westmoreland was treated for a busted knee at a free clinic in Brigham City. His public record D.B. Cooper jumped out of that 727 about an hour after takeoff. Might make for a pretty rough landing. Rough enough to shatter some bones. Nova with the registration number scraped off was found abandoned with a blown gasket along the Arizona border. A mile or two away from where you accidentally hit that woman.
How could I have hijacked a plane in Portland when I was in Folsom, finishing up a 30-day drunken disorderly?
You know what, right? I actually would love him to be the person that actually does have the money, but they need him because of his security clearance of being, you know, a really good inmate for the last 30 years to actually get out. And what he does is he uses that, his well behaviour, so to speak, to get on their team, get out. They don't get the money, but he secretly does. He actually goes and digs it up and has it all for himself. That would be quite good. So he managed to escape.
Veronica.
Oh, both of them have?
Somebody just tried to kill us.
I know. I was there.
Then act like it, okay? We just watched a man burn to death right in front of us.
Now, if they think we're dead like they do right now, maybe we get a little breathing room here. We figure out what our next move is.
No, we should go to the police.
They're bigger than the police. Now, we go to the authorities, and all we're going to be doing is broadcasting to them that we're still alive.
We can't hide forever.
I think I know a place we can, at least for a little while.
Thing you're doing at the Pope's office? You using rubber cement?
Yeah?
It's a coffee maker in the guards room, right? We can get rubber cement in the bottom of that coffee pot. When the burner goes on.
Come on, kitty. Yes, that's a good girl.
There you go.
Where'd you find her? In the yard, by the chapel.
Why do I get the feeling there's a string attached to this?
In it.
String. All I want you to do is take a certain coffee pot into the guard room at a certain time and turn the burner on.
I'm grateful for this. I really am. But I've made it a point to keep my nose clean ever since I walked into this place.
You might take a day off.
I'm fine.
I hope you don't feel like you owe me anything.
I really appreciate what you did for me. Told me that you had been up in the crawl space for PI, and PI was never assigned to go there.
We're done here, right?
I just want some answers.
Gotta think of the answers first. You can't give him you can't shoot straight from the hip.
Headline press. You have numerous people working on your behalf as we speak. Have they gotten very far?
Nothing to go to court with. Not yet, anyway.
Ever think it's just time to let go?
Oh, she works for them, the Secret Service.
Except what happened. People who care about me, they believe me. That's all that matters to me right now.
You have a son. If you accept what happened and stop fighting your execution, your son will be left out of this.
Who are you?
One Burroughs is gonna die.
Yeah, it was obvious that she was with them.
Officer Hale with juvenile court. We just need to do a quick survey of the residence, make sure the environment here is reflective of the terms of your probation.
Why did he just walk in? Like, I would never let anybody just walk in.
Never said how it went this morning.
Oh my God.
Drop the phone, lady. This is the only warning I'm giving you.
LJ? I'm not here to hurt you. You really think you're gonna get to 4 buttons before I get to 1?
Hey, go on. Oh, I should have hit him again. He's dead. I'm glad that he's gone. Did she get killed? Oh, he actually had the balls to do it. He couldn't do the last one. See, again, right, I always go to... I keep saying it, but is it not obvious? Like, is this not like evidence that they need? I don't get it. Like, just pretend that a random person A, was getting done for the death penalty, do you know, killing somebody, and then people start looking into it and saying, I think A is innocent, and then that person gets kidnapped and killed, and then the lawyers, you know, ended up house getting blown up, and then the family members of that person start to get killed as well. Like, to me, do you know what I mean? These people turn up in many other people's different situations, start sniffing, asking for evidence. You've been looking into this, you've been looking into that. People are turning up at the prison. Like, I don't know. To me, it's like dead obvious. It's like everyone's just walking around with like flags and signs saying Lincoln didn't do it. I don't know. Like, everybody might think differently, but to me, I just think like everybody's walking around with a big sign on the head saying he's innocent, really, because everybody around him looking into him are dying, getting hurt, you know what I mean, explosions, being taken out, going missing, everything.
What do you want from me?
I just put the phone down.
I know what you look like, you son of a bitch.
Going to the police, I don't think that's such a good idea. Prints on the murder weapon and all.
I didn't touch the murder weapon.
Of course you did.
Who the hell are you people?
Just concerned neighbors. And when they catch you, and they will catch you, LJ, they're gonna try you as an adult. We can help you, LJ. We're the only hope you got.
No, you're not.
Find the kid.
I feel a kinship with you, Charles. More than any other con here. I've always treated you fair. I've known Bob since he was 18 years old. I got him this job. Word is he died in front of yourself. And you were right here when it happened.
We've both been around long enough to know that when a con starts that snitching business, he's not long for this world.
If you don't tell me who killed Bob before I leave this cell,
Kill his cat.
our friendship goes with it.
Westmoreland knows, and his jaw ain't that strong.
She's definitely going down a spiral with him.
You stalker.
I'm not a stalker. He doesn't fit the profile. Right? The man's got a graduate degree. He lives in my neighborhood. Guys like that hang out in Streeterville. They drink single malt scotch. They pay $200 for Cubs tickets. They don't rob banks.
Why do you care so much?
Because he lied to me.
Yeah, maybe it's because someone she kind of likes lied to her.
There's one guy in here I can actually get to.
I'm sorry, Burroughs. Both of them were dead by the time the paramedics got there.
What about my son?
They found his prints on the murder weapon.
I need to call him.
No, I can't do that.
What do you mean you can't do that? His life's in danger.
Burroughs, police have instructed me that this is an ongoing investigation. I'm sorry.
Again, is it not obvious that kind of like him and his son are both set up for murder? Someone's killed his cat. I can't believe that Bellick's killed it.
Bellick's squeezing tighter and tighter around here, and you were right. Eventually, somebody's mouth is gonna start moving. It's chalky. If I get popped for this, what with my priors, and I'll spend the rest of my life in the shoe. But if you
going down for murder and no hack, I mean, you understand that, don't you?
Why would anybody go down for somebody else inside the prison? Do you know what I mean? Especially if you're killing the guard as well. You've been there for life, surely. Never getting out. I thought that he was going to get rejected for his chance of parole, but it's killing the cat that's done it. He's in now.
I gotta get out of here now. LJ's in trouble.
Schofield!
Just stick with me.
If you go out there, they will gun you down.
I don't care anymore.
Oh, look at that fire.
Thanks. I didn't do it for you.
Oh, he's gonna grass him up. Oh, he's gonna say I done it.
I know who killed Bob's.
Oh, they just framed him anyway. Is that guy said it?
It's a mark. Let's go. Set me up.
Bad enough you killed a guard. Don't try to lay it off on somebody else now.
Your father lived here?
Yeah. He wanted someplace that was completely off the grid. You spent so many years fighting cops and prosecutors and judges trying to take your freedom for something you didn't do. You used every cent you had. I guess I can forgive him for wanting to hide away. We'll be safe here until we figure out our next move.
There'd be a bit of confusion. I'm supposed to be on this detail. All those nights in New York City, in California, in St. Louis. They were good times, weren't they, John?
Yeah, like I said, mate, it's tough. You gotta get him on board. You don't have to take him all the way, but you gotta let him believe he's on there now.
This room's your only priority now. It better be brand spanking new when you're done.
This goes down 4 feet. Connects to the main line below. All we've got to do is widen it, and we've got ourselves an on-ramp to Route 66.
Everybody should do one swing in sync, do you know what I mean?
Really think you're gonna get to 4 buttons before I get to 1?
Oh, here we go. Nah, you can't see the face, so it's a bit blurry, ain't it? And the brightness.
How about that kid up in Oak Park?
He's in custody.
Move on to the next chapter of our lives.
Is she the vice president?
They're ready for you, Madam Vice President.
I knew it. It's kind of like, do you know, Mission Impossible, when they go to Tom Cruise, they're like, Ethan, you know, your mission, if you choose to accept it, blah, 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 blah. If you get caught, you know, we've got no association with you. You was a lone wolf. You went rogue. Do you know what I mean? It won't fall back on the government. And that's kind of like this in this situation here. Do you know what I mean? She's instructing all of this. She's getting their Secret Service to go in and do all the dirty work and attack and kill people and obviously try and kill all the leads that could potentially fall back to her for obviously, looks like, killing her own brother, which is very interesting. And basically, she's took the word for it that obviously LJ's been caught. Obviously, she thinks that Veronica and that guy have been killed, which obviously is not the case. Both of them are alive, and he's not been caught. And he's technically got a picture of one of them. And again, I don't know if it's me or just whatnot, but I just feel like loads of evidence points in the direction that Lincoln was set up. Now, I've got to admit, there's not a lot of evidence that point to Lincoln being innocent. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I guess that's the thing that makes that the people in court stand up. Do you know what I mean? Like, to prove that you're innocent, you've got to have evidence to prove that you didn't do it. But what I feel like they've got an abundance of is information and kind of scenarios and random things that are occurring that are evolving around the situation that could potentially show that there's more to it than it seems. Do you know what I mean? So, like, they haven't got any hardcore, clear-cut evidence that Lincoln didn't do it, but what they have done is got a ridiculous amount of evidence of association around people that are trying to help somebody who's trying to plead their innocence, and I feel like that would be worthy enough to look into. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you know what I mean? Like, the fact is, they found that there was a phone call that was made in Washington and not made where these are about, you know, seeing him flee from the crime. Again, there's another thing saying that his DNA wasn't technically on the pants. You've got the stories of the cop who said that he seen him washing them, and then there was another story that they seen him just stood there. Do you know what I mean? You've got the lawyers who are looking into it, being consistently questioned about the Secret Service. You've got somebody who's actually giving information to the lawyers have gone missing and been killed themselves. You've got the lawyers, like I said, Veronica and this guy now have been in association of a bombing that's around their facility. Then you've got Lincoln's kid, who's obviously now being framed for killing his own mum and his stepdad, just kind of like in a similar situation being framed for his dad. I feel like there's so much information around one thing that people should start looking, and that's what I don't get. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes if you make enough noise, then people will start paying attention. Doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, the noise that you make, eyes will start looking. And I feel like there's too much noise being made around the Secret Service and around the Lincoln case that people can't just ignore the fact that he's consistently pleading his innocence, and everybody that's involved in it, that's trying to help him prove that he's innocent, something crazy is happening to him. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out our channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you've not yet obviously started watching, the full show is in the links in the description. Please do. It's free every time we post it. Just click it, put a password in, and enjoy the full episodes. Now, today, obviously, we've got LJ being framed for the murder of his mum and his stepdad. The interesting thing is he actually has got a picture of the Secret Service, and if he did go to the police to say that it wasn't me, you know, technically straight away, they would arrest him, and they would go in there, and they would obviously get the fingerprints off the gun. But if he recalls the situation, the thing is as well, I don't know, because it's back in like 2004 or whenever this was filmed, maybe there wasn't as much surveillance cameras as there is right now. Do you know what I mean? Like when that woman obviously was taken out of Veronica's building and then she went missing, do you know what I mean? Surely there was loads of CCTV around that building to show that she was actually taken without her will. Do you know what I mean? There should be information and CCTV around these locations to show that there was a car turning up at their house, you know, him running away. Basically, the stepdad as well bashed somebody over the head. Do you reckon that they would have took the bat? The bat could have had a bit of DNA, a bit of blood. You know, there was a bit of scuffle, you know, outside as well on the grass. You know, he could say himself, basically, LJ, that, look, do you know what I mean? I took a picture of this guy. Okay, you can't see his face, but you could definitely see where I was stood, and the house is to the left of me, and you can also see the location where he was stood. Now, we don't technically see if his stepdad's in the back, but you would able to go to that thing and see some sort of, you know, I don't know, kind of scrape marks on the floor, a bit of ruffle in the bushes, you know what I mean? A bit of dirt that's been moved here and there to show that there was some sort of action and friction, do you know what I mean? I don't know, I just feel like people should be looking into it. They're obviously not doing it. Somebody's even turned up as well to the prison. Now, again, I don't think that this is legal, and I don't think it might be against, I don't know, human rights or freedom or whatnot, but like I would think as well that maybe they would have some sort of sound audio inside of these visitation things, just in case somebody did obviously snitch, or somebody did reveal some truth, or somebody did threaten somebody. But then again, obviously it probably would be against, you know, their own free will and their own privacy. But it's interesting what's going on there. You know, we've got Bellic as well. He's killed the cat. I knew, mate, I thought that what was going to happen is basically he was saying that he's been sweet for 30 odd years, and basically he wants it to be that when his time comes, there's a chance for him to have parole, that if he goes in there, he's had the clean record and he's done everything perfectly, that they'll give him the okay, the thumbs up, so he can actually leave prison. But I was going to say what was going to happen is his time will come and he'll go in and they'll reject it, and then he'll turn around, he'll say, I'm on board. Now, technically, that could still actually happen, because today is obviously Cat was killed because he didn't grass, he didn't obviously snitch on somebody, teabag. And basically, you know, Bellic referenced his cat and knew that he was going to do it. He's come back, he's killed it. He's obviously used that as his motivation to help Michael to get one back over on them. He's blew up, obviously, their break room. That's the location they need to be in. They're bashing and digging the floor right now. And, you know, they've got basically everything that they need. They've got the tools, the location, and now, obviously, they potentially got the hole and the passageway towards the infirmary. Now, again, doctor's looking into Michael a bit more. She's saying that he lives in my area. He's got a bit of money. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't really fit his profile of being here in a prison. But, again, to me, if you put two and two together, you see him, you see his brother, you know he's dying, you know, like, obviously, it's out of character. You could kind of put it together that, not that he's there for an escape, but he's there for an association with his brother or some reason like that. So I do think it's really interesting. It was obvious that Teabag was going to obviously get in there and worm his way in. He knows too much, you know what I mean? He could easily spill the beans. You tell him that he's part of it, you get him on board, and if you want to screw him over, you do it right at the last second. But right now, you need him on your side, you need him quiet, you need him helping, he's an extra pair of hands, and you see where it goes later down the line. So very interesting stuff. Can't wait to find out more. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.